Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Ex-Slam champ finds it unbelievable how Coco Gauff has been surviving in Montreal. Former three-time Grand Slam champion Lindsay Davenport says it is unbelievable that Coco Gauff has been winning matches in Montreal so far this week with her sea-level tennis. So far, Gauff is 2 out of 2 at this year's Canadian Open, but both of her opening 2 matches were an absolute slugfest. Against Danielle Collins, the top seed sprayed a shocking 23 double faults and 74 unforced errors, but still won 7-5-4 to 6-7 to 6-2. In her following match, the 2-time Grand Slam winner was down by a set of break. She fired 14 double faults, but somehow still found a way to beat Veronika Kudermetova 4-6-7 to 5-6-2. As you could notice, Gauff serving has been disastrous this week, but the top-seeded American is still alive and set to fight against Victoria Mboko for a place in the Montreal quarterfinal. Davenport on Gauff's display in Montreal. Unbelievable she wins with her sea-level tennis. It was interesting she kept looking down at her grip when she was serving. It looked like they were trying to make some changes with the serve. She was not comfortable with it yet. It looks like they know it's a problem, and she didn't have the confidence with it last night. Her toss was all over the place, but she still wins. It's unbelievable her ability to figure out ways to win when she is playing, honestly, sea-level tennis out there. She did a fantastic job managing her emotions, Davenport said on Tennis Channel. Gauff's serving issues have been a major topic for the past 2 years. At times, the 21-year-old serves better consistently, and that's when she usually does well. However, there are also periods when she simply can't catch any rhythm on her serve, and that usually leads to some shock losses. In Montreal, Gauff twice avoided picking a surprise defeat. It remains to be seen how she plays against Mboko. In the sweltering summer heat of Montreal, a city bursting with energy and expectation during the National Bank Open, Coco Gauff is defying logic, and one ex-Grand Slam champion has taken serious notice. What began as a routine tournament appearance for the American number 1 has morphed into something far more dramatic. Sluggish serves, relentless pressure, 14 double faults in a single match, and moments of visible frustration, and yet, she survives. Match after match, round after round. To some, this might just be a gritty stretch of subpar form, but to a former Grand Slam winner who's seen the game's highs and lows, it's something else entirely. Unbelievable. A survivor in sneakers, Coco Gauff came into Montreal as the top seed, high on confidence, and riding the wave of her previous successes. But tennis, much like life, is a game of margins, and those margins have never felt thinner for Gauff. Despite her trademark athleticism, blistering forehand, and champion mindset, Gauff's journey through the early rounds has looked more like a wrestling match with herself than a graceful march to glory. And yet, every time she's backed into a corner, she's found a way. Whether it's clawing her way back from a set down against Veronika Kudermetova or battling through inconsistency against rising Canadian star Victoria Mboko, Gauff is doing what champions do, finding a way to win, even when nothing is working perfectly. The voice of experience. This shouldn't be possible. Watching from the players' lounge was Ivanovic, the former world number 1 and 2008 French Open champion. Now retired, Ivanovic is known for her keen insights and calm demeanor, but when asked about Gauff's run in Montreal, her reaction was anything but measured. She's surviving matches she really shouldn't be winning, Ivanovic said, shaking her head in disbelief during a post-match media appearance. When you double fault 14 times, miss easy shots, and your opponent plays better for long stretches, it usually spells defeat. But Coco is rewriting that rule. Ivanovic's eyes lit up, a mix of admiration and astonishment. It's unbelievable how mentally tough she is. I don't think even I could have survived that many off days in a row and still stayed in the tournament. She's playing ugly. Beautifully. The irony is thick, but accurate. Gauff's game this week has been far from the pristine baseline dominance that fans saw during her U.S. Open triumph. Her movement is still impeccable, and her return game remains elite, but the service yips have returned, and with them, the uncertainty. She's playing ugly tennis, beautifully, Ivanovic noted. It's like watching someone knit a scarf in the middle of a hurricane. Nothing is stable, but she somehow keeps weaving the threads together. And in a tournament where style points don't matter, only the result on the scoreboard, Gauff's gritty resilience is proving more valuable than form. An emotional volcano under control. If you've been watching Gauff courtside this week, you've seen it. The clenched fists, the anguished glances at her box, the self-talk under her breath, the long pauses before serving. There's pressure. There's turmoil. But there's also resolve. She has a volcano bubbling under the surface, Ivanovic said. But the difference between Coco and so many other players is that she doesn't let it erupt. It fuels her instead. And this ability, to process chaos and channel it into fuel, is perhaps Gauff's greatest weapon in Montreal. A new mental blueprint for the next generation? Gauff's game isn't flawless, and Ivanovic doesn't pretend otherwise. She needs to fix the serve, she admits plainly. She knows it. Everyone knows it. But that's what makes this run so special. She's doing it in spite of that. In a sport so often dominated by technique, Gauff is carving a new narrative, one that prioritizes mental endurance just as much as technical brilliance. And Ivanovic believes that's a message the next generation of players must take to heart. For young players watching this, it's gold, she said. Coco's showing them that you don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep showing up, keep fighting, and believe that one point can change everything. Surviving isn't just winning, it's teaching. For the fans, Gauff's survival saga has been a roller coaster, equal parts nerve-wracking and inspiring. For analysts and commentators, it's a fascinating case study. But for players like Ivanovic, it's something deeper, a reminder of the soul of the sport. I remember matches I should have lost, Ivanovic recalled, smiling. Matches where everything went wrong, but I walked off the court with the win anyway. That's tennis. It's not just about who hits the prettiest shot. Sometimes, it's about who hurts the longest and still keeps running. Coco Gauff is doing just that in Montreal, with her back against the wall, with statistics stacked against her, and with expectations sky high. She's showing what it really means to survive. From survival to supremacy? The big question now, how far can this go? If Gauff manages to clean up the serve, even slightly, there's no ceiling. The field is wide open. The confidence is still there, and so is the fight. She can win the whole thing, Ivanovic said without hesitation. And if she does, it might be the most impressive title of her career so far. Not because of the level she's playing, but because of what she's overcoming. As the tournament heads into its final stretch, Gauff is still in the draw, still defying expectations, still stitching together wins from moments of chaos. It may not be pretty. It may not be easy, but it's undeniably compelling. And as Ana Ivanovic put it, if surviving is an art, then Coco Gauff is painting a masterpiece in Montreal. The bottom line, what we're witnessing in Montreal isn't just a tennis run. It's a masterclass in grit. It's a showcase of psychological fortitude. It's a lesson in resilience that even champions from past eras can't help but admire. Coco Gauff's tennis, this week, may not be pristine, but in the eyes of Ana Ivanovic, and likely millions,